Hello, good morning, everyone. Hello, it's not Kim. It's me, and I'm filling in for her this time. She wanted to make this big announcement herself, but she got knocked flat with a sinus infection, and so she is down for the count. And so here I am, and I get to make two announcements today, and then we're going to do a really fun little watercolor project. So I'm so happy to see all of you on. I am sure, okay, she's on. She's on probably from her sick bed. But she is on, and I'm glad she is because she can answer any questions that maybe you guys might have about this big announcement. And I am just happy to report that the online class will now be available. So many of you have asked about it. It's such a cute project. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to go through the class kit and show you exactly what's included in it. But tomorrow, when the newsletter comes out, which will be about 4 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, so those of you on the East Coast will be 3 hours later, but that is when the class will be available, when that newsletter hits. So you're going to want to watch your email so that you can see right away. The class, it's however many there are, that's it. It will not be restocked. So supplies are limited. And that's why I'm giving you a heads up today. So you guys that are on Watercolor Wednesday, I always like to give you a heads up as to what's coming. And you have a heads up now for tomorrow at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So you're going to want to get this kit. It is so cute. It is so cute. And then I have another announcement because we have a new paper pack and it's fall. And we have not done a traditional fall paper pack. And so I just can't wait to show it to you. It's so cute. Joel has hit another one out of the park and he is just getting better and better at these paper packs. So I'm going to show all that to you. First though, I need to say hello to my people who are out here. Hello, Lori. Lori is on. Leisha, hello. Cindy, hello. Tony, yeah, feel better, Kim. You know what? We were all fine yesterday, and then one by one, everyone just started getting sick out of the blue, and she, I think, got it the worst. She was really sick when she went home last night, so hopefully she is resting. Hard to do when you're a mom. Hard to do, for sure. Let me just scroll up here so I can say hi to everyone. Karen is on. Hello, Karen from Chile, Illinois. Okay, we've got sun here, but it is not going to be hot today. It's going to be just perfect. Kathy is on. Hello, Kathy. Patricia, Chris. She's from Indiana. A little chilly there also. Fall is coming. Fall's in the air, you guys. So perfect time for this paper pack. Jen from New York. Oh no, she says, feels like it's going to snow. Okay, what part of New York, Jen? Are you from, the northern end? Where in New York are you? Patricia in Maryland. She's ready for spring. Me too. Oh, that's that, thing called winter that's in between. Darn. We got a little ways to go. Kathy, Elaine. Hello, Elaine. She is, what is Elaine saying? She's getting re-x-rayed today. Gonna finally get this boot off. Been wearing since August. Good, Elaine. Oh, that would be just such great news if that were to happen. Ellen, hello. Karen, Diana, hello. Good to see, Julie, hello. Cindy, good to see all of you on. And there's Kim. Glad you're on, Kim. I hope you're on from your couch or your bed. Hello. Ellen, Simone, Karen Day, hello, Karen. Gilbert, okay, Lori, you are probably the only one with warm weather right now. Kristen and Diana, hello. She says, Kim says she's here. Great. Okay, so you can fill in if Kim's on, she can fill in anything that I may have missed with information regarding this class. But you guys, it's so cute. It's really cute. Okay, Carol Meyer is on. Linda, Sheila, hello, Michelle, Kristen, you guys, this is so great when you come on and say hi to me. It just makes my day. It's just so great. And then I feel like you're all in here with me and I'm just not sitting in here by myself talking to the camera. So I do feel like you're all here with me. Okay, you guys, let's get switched over. Okay, Pat is on from Northwest Montana. Okay, you might have some Cool weather there for sure. Okay, Jen says northwest near Buffalo. Okay. That I'm seeing that on my, although I'm not the best at geography, I do kind of know where Buffalo is. So you probably are in for some cold weather this winter. Shelby, chilly in Georgia. Wow. You guys, so good to have all of you on here with me. Love Watercolor Wednesday. Love it. And especially love it when there's extra things to share with you guys. So let me switch over and then, and you guys probably saw all of this information here about the project that we're going to be doing. So I wanted to, do this little owl, it's kind of a favorite of all of ours from this set. And Kim tried really hard to get it into the class because it was just her favorite. So we're going to do it today on the live. And then I'm going to show you how to make this really simple, cute little rustic frame. You guys, there's nothing to it, and I'm going to show you how to make that. And then we'll just put the owl in there. But of course, you could put any little critter in here. A little cat sleeping on the windowsill would be so cute. Just any critter will fit in a window. And of course, you can make it whatever size that you want also. So that'll be a fun lesson today. So I'm going to just move all of this aside. And those of you who are following along with me, hopefully you've got all of your products out that you're going to need. So we'll come back to that. But I want to grab this little kit so that I can show you what this class is. And if I could just tell you how much work went into this class. I mean, Kim, she just handpicked all these projects. She had a vision about these little woodlands. And if you know Kim and her classes, she has got animals in it somewhere. She is a nature lover and a bird lover, and she loves these little animals. So that is what inspired this release, is because she is so in love with all of these little animals. So she was excited about this this kit and this class project. So let me just flip through this really quick, and then I'll show you what's involved in the kit that you're going to get with the online class. So it opens like this with a little Velcro, and this is a little portfolio. And so you can see that it opens up. It's got all of these cute little pockets. And of course you can custom make this to whatever paper and holiday and occasion that you want to make it to. So there's lots of instruction in here in how to put these things together. And of course this is a Christmas one. So it's so cute. Look how cute this little set of ornaments are that are on this little ring. Let me just get it out of here. It looks like I hung up on something. It's so cute, and these are all part of this die set. So these all come with the template die set, and you can see how cute all of these are. This little tree with its ornaments, and then they're all just hung on this little ring, and they fit inside this little pocket. We've got little reindeer, Rudolph, and he's all festive with his ornament. And then this little pocket opens up, and inside we've got this cute little mouse. He or she with her little lantern, and again a little Velcro closure. Sentiments throughout. Look how cute this little guy is, and he just fits inside his pocket. So you're going to get instruction on how to not only assemble this, but how to do all the watercolor projects. So those of you who have bought an online class before, you know that this comes with tutorials, and those are exclusive to the class. So and it's the same with this one. There are full tutorials on how to do all of these watercolor projects, and then there is tutorials on how to assemble it all. And of course, all of these pieces are cut for you, as well as the watercolor pieces, and they are pre-stamped. So I'm going to show you that in the kit. So everything is ready for you just to follow along with the online tutorials, and you'll be able to just go through that, and you'll be able to do the projects and assemble it into your portfolio. And these tutorials, they're available 24/7. So you can log on to the website. I'll tell you how to do that too. And you'll have access to these tutorials forever. And those of you who have done the in-person class, you also have access to those tutorials. So if you kind of forget something about, how to do something from the class, you can refer back to those tutorials. So there is a lot of instruction in those, and they're available at all times. So cute little envelope here, little tag. These things are all included in that die set. The portfolio die set is just loaded with dies. It's got pockets and frames, and it's just loaded. little tree. So there are several projects. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 from the cover. Projects, watercolor projects included. And then how cute is this little tag? A little to from. So let me show you what's involved in the kit. So here it is. And with the kit, you also get this exclusive set. And, you know, let me just say that this looks like Kim's dog. She has a little, she has a golden doodle. Well, she has 2 of them. And so they look very similar to this dog. So she is a dog lover. She loves dogs. And this is her set that she has done. And it's so cute. So this is free with the class. You will get this in your class kit. This will come to you in the mail. And then you'll have access to those videos online. So this will be shipped to you. And then, of course, the stamps have been released. So those are available on our website. If you choose to, you know, make more of these and you want to stamp more of them, those stamp sets are available online. Okay, so you get this. Look how big these are. These are really nice size little stamps, rubber. These are rubber. And it comes with a little sentiment that says, "May your Christmas be furry and bright. Unleash the joy." How cute is that? Unleash the joy. It comes with a little bone and this little paw ornament. And they're good sized. Look how cute they are. So this is yours as a free gift for the class. Here is your supply list. So you can see everything that you're going to need, as well as, you know, a picture of what you're going to be making. You also have a sheet with all the sentiments that are in the kit. So different colors, so you can cut these out to fit. And the reason they're not cut and included in, you know, put in here is because you may have a different idea of what you want to put in here. So what she does is she just puts them all on a sheet, and then you can pick and choose which ones better fit your portfolio. All right, so now here are all of your watercolor images. They're cut to fit the portfolio and they're pre-stamped. So they are ready to go. Just you get your watercolor brush out and your markers, and you're ready to go with all of these. And they are just perfectly stamped on here. I can see that right now. She did a good job. And they're pre-cut, so they'll be ready to go and assemble into your portfolio. Here are all your pieces. These are also cut, and there are a ton in here. There's a ton. And, you know, of course, the tutorial tells you exactly where everything goes, how to fold everything, how to glue it in. Everything is in that tutorial, in those tutorials that are online. So in order to access those, you want to go to the website, and under the membership tab, you want to click that, and then you'll see where those videos are, and you'll be able to access those at any time after you purchase the class. You also get these other cute little embellishments. So you get your little, we have to call it hook and loop. We can't say Velcro, but it looks identical to a Velcro. So that's included here, your little closures, your little bells, your jewels, extra little snowflakes that you can just put into your portfolio, ribbon, baker's twine, just all the little detail. Here's your little ring for the ornaments. All of these things are in here and ready to go into your portfolio. Here's the cover. You've got that ready to go. Everything that you need is in here. You also get this cute little sticker. Isn't he just cute? You can put this on anything. Put it anywhere. Maybe on your coffee cup, you know, or on your travel mug. I think that would be just so cute. So I'm sure you'll find a really cute place to put him. You also get a box. So this is a foldable box, and you can see it folds together. Here are the score lines, and it creates this little box that has a closure, so you can protect your portfolio, because this will be priceless once it's finished. Barbara says, took the in-person class. It was awesome. Working on a birthday Halloween portfolio for a friend with a Halloween birthday. Oh, how great. Won't that be fun? Oh my goodness, Barbara, that'll be so fun. The in-person class, and I know we're clear on the West Coast. I know it's such a distance for people to travel, but it was so fun. We had the best time. I think the class ended at 3 or 3:30, and we just hung out for the next, 3 hours, you guys? It was really, really, really fun. Wish we could do that with everyone. We have such a limited space for a class, but we crammed in. So you get this little box that comes with it, and you also get a $5 gift certificate. So this class, you guys, it's loaded. It's loaded with tons of stuff. And look what you're going to make. You've got everything involved in here to make this cute little portfolio that we are just in love with. So you will have everything you need. And if you have questions, Kim is on. You could ask her. I think I covered everything. What I do want to tell you again, and I know I mentioned this before, there's limited amount of these. I mean, Kim is a busy mom, and she has got, 2 kids in school, and she works for us, and I am just needing her all the time for stuff. So she has a very limited time to do these. So the amount of classes available is limited. So if you do want to get this class, I would just encourage you to do it right away. And that's why we're giving you a heads up, is that as soon as it hits at 4 a.m. Pacific time, it will start going. So I would, if I were you, just get on there and just get it quickly, because it will be sold out. All right, and can I just show you guys this fall paper pack? This, however, is available right now. So you can go to our website and you can get this right now. It's $59.73. It's called the Fall Series 2 paper pack. And it's got the cutest, prettiest colors. Here's the back side. And this is traditional fall. This really is. And we don't have anything like that in our collection of paper packs. So Joel was really excited to add it, and I just think it's so cute. Look at all these pumpkins and leaves, and it's just going to be great. So this is available right now. You can get it right now, and maybe you want to get 2 or 3 of them. I know, Patricia, when he comes out with these, I'm just first of all, I want to make a journal. That's my first thought, is when I see this, because everything goes together. And, whether you're a card maker, a scrapbooker, whether you're making, frames or journals or portfolios, everything goes together. So whatever color you pick, the greens, are perfect together. The oranges, the browns, all of these colors are going to be really perfect together. So, and you can see, you get 2 of each of these. They're front and back. And look how cute this one is with the little, the little mushrooms in here. I don't know about you guys, but I see mushrooms everywhere. They're so cute. And I've seen them at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby. They're just everywhere. So we've got little mushrooms on our paper too. So cute. So you guys, check this out. This will be on our website, and of course available right now. Julie says, would love for a list of colors that coordinate with the paper. Julie, are you talking about the marker colors? Is that what you're talking about? Send me an updated message on that. Got home super happy to join your tutorial, Cecilia. We're so happy to have you on here. Great to have you on here. I know all of you can't be on live. This is kind of a crazy time to do it at 10 o'clock Pacific time. So some of you can get on during a lunch break, or some of you are just off and not at work on this day. So you get to tune in. So when somebody gets to join, I just think that's just the best. Okay, so let me grab my my markers and my stamps that I need. We only need 3. So besides the little Woodland character, so let me just move this out of the way so I can tell you exactly what you're going to need for this project. So let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. Okay, so this is the little owl, and it is from the Woodland set. So it is from this set right here. And it's this little guy up here. And I was looking at this set, and this little guy would be really cute also on here, on this little window. And what you would do is you just ink him with his little feet, and then his tail would tuck down behind the windowsill right here. So you would just block this area off with masking tape, and then just position him so his little feet are on the ledge with his little cup of cocoa. And he would be so cute. This little guy would be really cute looking in the window. So think of it kind of as a frame. You know, you don't have to really do anything else around it. It's sort of one of those things that it's a simple little watercolor. You get that it's on a building, and sometimes things like this are really fun to do. You don't necessarily have to add, you know, all the details that are around the frame. It's a really simple little watercolor, and it would be really cute on a card, of course. You could also change the season out. So, you know, how cute would it be with this paper, you guys? And a little fall background. I think it would be so cute. And he could still have his scarf on, but maybe you change it to an orange, or maybe you keep the red and do like a, you know, like maybe a, what color marks could you have? Maybe a light orange with a darker orange, or even the white would be really cute. And then your bright colored trees in the background. I think that would be really cute with this paper. So think about that. You could switch out the occasions. You could switch out the seasons really, really easily. And I think that it would be cute in so many different ways. Julie says, listed on the paper pack. Okay, am I missing some messages here? Have the matching Tombow colors that define that paper. Yes, that's a great idea, actually, Julie. That's a really, really good idea to do that. Yeah, that's something that we should consider, listing that on the paper pack. That's a really good idea. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this frame. Again, you could switch it up to whatever seasons that you want, and it would be so cute. And especially some of these little critters, like how cute would he be? He's got a little Christmas hat, so he would be better for Christmas, but he would be really cute up on this little window frame too. So here's the one that we're using. This is the Woodland Critters set. This is what's in the portfolio also, is this set. So here's the little reindeer, the mouse, the little squirrel. These guys are in that. And then in the other one that came out with this one, the little bear that's on the front, that is in the other set that came out at the same time as this one. All right, so in addition, only 3 other stamps. Just 3, and then the white paint. So we're going to use this little tree because it's going way in the background back here. So this one right here. However, you can use whatever fir tree you have. You just want to ink the top. So if you have a larger fir tree, just ink about half of it, and it will be a little tree in the background. Laura says, good morning. She's here from Pasadena. Okay, welcome. And she'll catch the beginning on the replay. Okay, good, Laura. We talked about Kim's class, and it is now going to be available tomorrow morning when the newsletter comes out at 4 a.m. So this is her online class. And so many of you guys have been asking for it, and she's been frantically getting it together, and now it's available. All right, so we need that one from that set. We need the little branch right here, and we're just going to add some little holly branches or something snowy covered with berries right here in the corner. So we're going to add this one right here. And then with that, just a few of these little leaves from this foliage right here, from the vine. And this is from the original foliage set 4051. All right, and that's it. We just need those 3 stamps in order to complete this little project. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little closer. And I'm going to get out the one that I have pre-stamped. And here's what I did. And you know, there are really a couple of ways that you can do this. And let me just grab this. Here's what I did pretty much is I just found a square. I found 2 squares that nested inside. You know, there was probably one in the middle, but let me measure this so that I can tell you exactly what size these are. But keep in mind that you can make these windows however. You can make them a rectangle and make them taller if you want to fit more into the background. You can make the frame a little narrower if you want to. So here's the one that I used, and it is 2 1/4 square. So 2 1/4 square is the size of the outside cut line of this one. So I cut this first, and then I put this one inside, or you could use masking tape and cut them both. You can cut them both at the same time. So this one is 1 1/2. So 1 1/2 on the inside and 2 1/4 on the outside. Okay. So I just, I cut things like this, and then I just trace the opening. And this was just a really nice size, I thought, for this little opening of the window. If you want to do a bigger window, keep in mind that you have more space that you need to fill. And if you want a quick little project, keep the opening small. Keep it small. I mean, a couple of little snowy trees and you're good to go. A couple of little bright, foliage, from fall, like red and orange trees in the background, or maybe a little pink dogwood for, spring or whatever. So keep that in mind for the background. The larger the opening, the more space that you will need to fill in. So I cut this fairly small because I wanted to keep this project pretty simple. Mary says, just love Art Impressions products and your tutorial. You're such an inspiration. Oh, that is so kind. You know what, you guys, comments like that just make my day. They really, really do. I love what I get to do, and I love to be an encouragement to you. And I love teaching you these things, you guys. I just love it. And when I can make it simple so that you can do it, that I'm just like on cloud 9 about that. I really am. I'm just on cloud 9. So I'm always in my mind trying to think of simple ways that you can do things. Okay, now do you notice where I stamped the feet of this guy? So let me just zoom in a little bit closer. So I stamped the feet a little bit above this line right here. So I drew the square in. See, here's the original square line right here. And then I just put another little line back behind his feet. So he looks like he's standing right on the ledge. Okay, that's the only place you really need to put, an extra line, really. You really don't need to put it anywhere else. I mean, you can if you want to. You could add another, like an inside line here, for the wood if you want to do that, but you really don't need to do it. But where he's standing and the way that he's standing, he needs somewhere to put his little feet. So you want to stamp him so that he is just, right next to that, this windowsill right here. And then of course I stamped it in 2 colors. So the 2 colors, stamped the whole thing, blue first, 565, then brown, 969, and stamped it off. Stamped it off one time. And then stamped it onto my my watercolor paper. So then what I did was I drew around all, the squares. Now I think it adds a little bit more when you overhang the top and the bottom. Now you don't have to. You can just make a square frame. But if you hang it over, you can make these extra little details like this, where the wood is really cracked. Now again, you don't have to do it this way either. You could make this just a cute little frame, and maybe a one that isn't rustic and old, and maybe it's just a cute frame. So but you do want to draw these lines in. So you want your top part of the window and then the bottom. So if you don't add these little extra notches out on the side, still add these lines across the top and across the bottom like that. Okay, either that or do a diagonal line up like this, from those corners. Okay, like that. Only if it goes to here. So you can see if that frame goes to here, you want to just draw a diagonal line like that. You can do it that way, or you can do it with a line directly under. So there's always ways that you can change it up and make it a little different. Okay. You could use the Windows to the World dies. Windows to the World window dies. Absolutely. You absolutely could. How cute. Yes. Yes, definitely. Versatility, you guys. I love that. Love it. Okay, so now that we've got this, and pencil. So you want to do it with a pencil line. Now, you can do it this way, or you can draw the center. So the center little square, and then you can use your ruler and you can just eyeball it. If you want that frame to be a little narrower, you can just do it like this, and just draw another line above, and all the way around. I think this one is probably about maybe a quarter of an inch. Yep, that's about what, well, actually, it's a little bigger than a quarter of an inch. It's 1, 2, 3/8. So it's a little wider than that. Let's check this one out. Yeah, 1, 2, about 3/8, just a little bit under that. But again, it's kind of up to you and how to do it so that it's simple. I personally would just keep this. You know, if I wanted to make a frame, I would just keep this, and then I can just adjust it, you know, however I want to. So you can change it out. And then maybe you make a different size. Maybe you make the inside of the window this size, or you use a rectangle. You know, you could do it that way too. But it's really, really simple to do this. It's so easy. So we're going to, let's do the little owl first. Let's get him done, and then we'll do the frame after that. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is move this over so I can keep this in view and still zoom in. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my palette over here so I can get the color on. I may have to zoom out just a bit so we can get the color on the palette. Okay. Okay, let's move this over. Okay, there we go. All right, that's pretty good right there. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do once we have stamped our little owl in here is we're gonna pull the color out of the lines. That's always the first step that we do. And you know, you can pull color out of the lines when you have a pencil line. You know, it's kind of cool, but it does work. And you can drag some of this color out and kind of blend it out. So you can see that looks like a little bit of a shadow under there. So we can totally do that with the pencil line. Same in here. And this is going to be a little bit darker because it is going back into the window. So we're going to make a little darker color. You can see on this one that it's a little darker on the inside of this windowsill. Okay, so we're going to pull some of the color out of the lines. We don't need to do a lot, honestly, because we're going to make this little the scarf, we're going to make it pretty light with the red. So I'm just going to go over this really, really simple and just get a little bit of this color out of here. Same with the little feathers and the wings. You know, we just need to do a little bit. This back in here, and then his little feet. And then as far as the eyes go, we're going to just darken those in. We're going to darken those in with a marker. Twin tone. All right, so you can see that he's starting to look a little three-dimensional. And I've got my red out, so here's my 856. This is what I'm going to use. So let's make sure this is in the screen. So we'll get some of this color out. This is 856. And then really, we just need some browns. And the 947 and this one, the 969, those are really nice browns for things like this and things like the owl, natural colors. Especially once this has a little gray in it. So if you go to put this color on your palette, and it's pretty warm, so it's red. It has more red in it. It doesn't have this gray tone. You want to add a little bit of blue to it, and that's because the pen is new. So the colors really vary in these, but you can easily change that just by adding a little blue to it. And what I mean by blue is this blue, the cool blue, the 565. And just make a little, you know, swipe like this next to it and just mix it all in. And that will just cool it right down. And then we have this color. This is the 947. This is a warm blue. So you can see the difference. This is cool and this is warm. This has more yellow in it. And the two together, you know, you can mix them and then you can get a combination of colors. So this is 947 in here. And then let's get one more color on. And that is this one. This is the 912, and it's just a really light, almost like a light tan. Hello, Mariette from Miami. Good to have you on. Hello and welcome. We're doing a little barn owl. So you can see this, it's almost like a flesh tone. And this is the 912. So we're gonna add this one in too. We're gonna do these light areas. See his light areas where his face is? That's always light anyway. It's always light, and so it's a win to make this part of his face just light. Just make it light. Okay, so let's just start there. Let's just start with this. We're going to take a little bit of it. You always want to dip your brush, pinch it off, and then you want to take a little color and drag it out of this area. Just drag it out because you want to keep it really, really light. and kind of mix it around with that water. And now you know you have a really, really light color when you go to apply it to your project, because it's really hard to lighten it up once it's too dark on here. You know, once it's too dark, it's really hard to fix that. So it's best to just keep it really, really light if you can. So we're just going to go in here and we're just going to color these little areas with this really light tan. And then we'll darken his eyes, and that's going to really add a lot to his little face. So now we're going to take some of this color. This is that light brown. And we're going to take some of this and we're going to add it to the other part of his head. Just kind of right around in here. And we're just kind of doing the beginning stages. We're going to add some more color to it. You can see how much darker this one is. And that's just layers of color. It's just layers of color. So the more times that you go over it with your brush, the darker that it's going to be. So this is just the first step. And especially down in here where that scarf is probably casting a shadow down here, that's going to be a little bit darker. And you can see just by adding another pass over it, how much darker that's getting on here. And his little ears, where his little feathers are. And you know, once we're finished, we'll come back with the twin tone and we'll add some of these little details back in. His little feathers. We'll add some of those back in. So take your time. It's such a fun process. You know, and if we can take the stress out of it, then it's really fun. It's really, really fun. Okay, so now we're going to add some color to his wings. And I'm going to still use this light brown. We're going to come back in and add some of this later. But I'm just going to just start out by adding this color and kind of try to do it in sections. You know, don't ever take your brush and just color in an area that is full of lines like this. Just never do that. It's really hard to get a good effect, and it's hard to kind of come back from that. And sometimes it will kind of blend together, but it will look different. It'll look different than if you just take your brush and just run it across this whole area. Okay, so now we're going to make this area here pretty light also. So we're going to mix some of this really light color with just a little bit of this and lots of water. And we're just going to add this in. And this is just going to be really light. And see his tail comes down back behind the window. So we can make sure we get that little area back in there. And then his wing kind of comes out away from his body a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to add a little more of this darker color because this is kind of, you know, away from the window a bit. And it's going to be a little bit more in the shadow. And especially here where, you know, his little scarf is. And it's same with this little wing. This is going to be darker here in the background. And then we can just add a little bit more color in here. And we'll just try to leave some of those little detailed areas. And then we'll just come down here and get his little feet or his talons. I should probably call them talons, not little feet. Okay, now let that dry just for a minute, and while that's drying, we're going to go in and get his eyes in because he looks so odd, doesn't he, when his eyes aren't darkened in. And this is something that you always want to do, whether the eyes are tiny or not. You always want to come in with a fine tip, and this is really the go-to when it comes to these little critters and their eyes, is the fine tip of the twin tone. This is the dark brown. And really darken that in because it just, when you're stamping a solid area of a stamp like this, it will look like this because the paper is textured and it's really hard to get a dark impression on watercolor paper. So you will always have to come back and put the eyes back in and just do it. And if you just make a habit of doing it, it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference to do it. So we're going to take the fine tip. There are 2 tips on these twin tones. See how much bigger this tip is? No, we don't want to use this. That's a big no. We want to use this really tiny fine tip point on here. And you know what I do is I start on the outside and I just kind of draw it in. Take your time. Try to get it the size that the stamp is. And sometimes you can, go outside of the lines a little bit. It's okay if that happens, but try to keep it the size of the stamp and don't make it too big. And don't forget the highlight in there. If you can get that highlight, if you miss it and you end up coloring over it, you can always put it in with your white paint. And this one, the highlight is a little bit over to the side. And this eye, because he's turned a little bit, this eye is a little narrower. And once we get these in and his little eyebrows, so cute. You see how that just popped the little face up. It just really, it makes such a difference. Now we're going to do the beak. And we're just going to do about half of it because we want to leave a highlight on here also. And then we'll just, we'll blend it out just a little bit. We'll blend it out just a little bit with a really fine tip, with our fine tip brush. Here's where we can kind of add in a few of these little feathers back in and get some of these details back in here. And their little ears are just full of feathers. They're just so cute. Down in here, of course, this is going to be just darker down in here and underneath, like so. Okay, so now let's take a little bit more of this brown, this one here. So the darker brown, and we're going to go back over some of these wings. So this is the 969, and we're just going to add a little of this darker color in. And just kind of, brush it in. The wings are going to be different colors, the feathers, and the way they catch the light, they're going to have different color combinations. And, also these both, if you do 2 of these, they'll both never look the same. They're going to always look a little bit different, but that's the cool thing about this process. So I just colored that in just a little bit with my brush. And let's just do the same with this here. Just color that in, just so it's not super, super dark. So we're just going to keep doing this. We'll add just a little bit more color up here on the top of his head. And then let's get his little cheeks in. We're just going to take a little bit of this red, a tiny, tiny bit. So you can see, you just drag it down, drag it out, get your brush wet, drag it down away from all of this color, and then just keep that really, really light. And we'll just get his little cheeks in here. Maybe just a tiny, tiny bit darker. He's so cute. And I'm going to just go a little bit darker under where his beak is, and this area that's down inside here. These little guys are they're so fun to color. They really are. And then under here, where his little feet are, that's probably a little bit darker under here. And then where his tail kind of goes back. And then there's probably a little, kind of a dark shadow right here where his wing is. Okay, I think we're good on him. I think he looks cute. I think he's about finished. And then let's do his little scarf. So we're going to take some of this red now, and you can see all the different sections in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to do them all individually. Just apply that color. It's going to be light to start, but just put that color on and do each section. And just try not to cross those lines. And we'll do this one under here. And then we'll do this one down here. And you can of course change the scarf color out. Change it to whatever color that you want. Maybe we could just add a little of this pink that I've got on my brush. Just add it to his cheeks. And then once that's dry, let that dry a little bit, and then come back in and get more of this red. And you can just keep going until it's as dark as you want it to be. And every time that you make a pass, it's going to get darker. You can see how much darker that red is right now on this. And this is just the second pass. And you can see I left just a little bit highlight, a bit of a highlight at the top of the little scarf, just a little bit. Okay, I think we're getting there. Maybe a little darker on this one because it's kind of behind the other one. And then underneath, you know, always underneath it's going to be a little darker. And then we'll come back and get that with the white paint at the very end. Okay, so now let's see. We want to do the background. And here's what I did is I just took a pencil, again a pencil, and just drew in a little guide for me where I want to put the trees. You can do that, or you can just kind of, you know, wing it and just guess. So however you want to do that, but it's super, super easy. So the first thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some blue now to my palette. And this is the dark blue. And I'm going to put the sky in first because then I don't have to fight with putting the blue in once I have the trees already in. So it's easier just to do it this way. So this is the 565. And then I'm just going to use my larger brush again, and I'm going to just color in the sky in the background. So we're just going to take this color and we're just going to go along the edge of the frame and just brush it in. And I'm just going to leave a little light spot where his face is. Just don't want to bring that blue all the way over to where his face is. Okay, now let that dry for a second, and maybe we will, let me grab my twin tone and just get these little feathers here, you know, where his little feet are. And maybe we'll just kind of define these little talons here. And you can put a few of these little feathers back in, like so. Okay, so now this is dry in the background now, so we can put our trees in. So we're just going to use this little one right here. And you can make this tree as tall as you want. You just keep stamping it. So start at the top, Start at the top and then just keep stamping it and working your way down. And you can make it as tall as you want to make it. So we're going to use the green. We're going to use the 249 green. And we're going to ink this whole thing up. And we'll start, kind of almost to the top of the frame. And we'll just stamp it down a couple of times. Now, if you're worried about it stamping on your frame, just use a piece of Post-it tape like this and just cover it. Then you don't have to worry about that tree getting on your frame. So let's do another one here. And then it can kind of stamp off the frame too, which is kind of cool. Kind of a cool look. So it looks like it's just half into the frame. So let's do the same thing here. And we'll just do this one. Maybe we'll just do this one smaller. Okay, so once we've got that done, we're just going to take a brush and we're just going to kind of blend out the green. Just like this. Just add water to it. And you can kind of just spread the branches, kind of spread them all around. This one's going to be right up against that frame. And then we're gonna come back with the white paint, and then we're gonna make our little snowy trees. So don't worry about this part. That snow just covers up any imperfection at all. So you never have to look at the difference between the snow when you add the snow to it. So you never have to worry about that. All right, so now let's cover this little section, and we're gonna add that little branch in here. So I'm just gonna put this in, and I'm gonna put this in, and then we'll just stamp that. We'll just ink this little branch. And I just use the brown, so the 969, just use the brown. And then we're just gonna ink this one. And we're just gonna kind of stamp it in here. I wanna get that frame. Maybe that's good, just like that. And then we'll ink just the tip of this little vine with the green. And then we'll just get a few of those little leaves and just stamp those in here. Maybe just, one more here. Now we can move this out of the way. And we've got some little foliage growing right by that window. And so we can just hit this with a little water, just a little bit. And then we're going to add snow to it and some berries. Okay, so now we are ready to do our frame. And, with a frame, it's really a matter of putting in little triangles, where the wood is kind of separated, and to get this rustic look, it's so easy, you guys, it's so easy. So let me just zoom in a little closer. So what you want to do is, for example, see how this wood is just all kind of splitting apart? That's just a little triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, a little triangle like this, and then we'll add another one, maybe down here. And then you're going to just erase those lines where the openings are. Okay, that's it. And then just, put this back in. And then we'll come in. And then you can bring these lines over, where it's kind of, continues to break. And then maybe this one just, it has a different, breakaway point here like this. And then, we can add lines and stuff to it to really make it look more rustic. This in here, this is just going to be lines in here. And then the same up here. Maybe we just do a small little one here, and then maybe we have a big crack. Big crack here. And then we just take these lines out. This is the way to make anything look rustic. You guys, so easy. And then maybe we just have one over here. But this is where you can get your freehand practice in. And see, it's just, all it is little triangles. And it just makes the wood look like it's really, really rustic. So we're gonna add some color to it. And I left it looking kind of like a wash. So a little bit of blue, a little bit of brown, just a little bit of color. And you can, of course, make it however you want. Cecilia says, when will the class be available? Tomorrow, when the newsletter comes out at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So as soon as it comes out, you'll want, if you really want that class, you'll want to get it right away because there's a limited amount and they really sell out fast. Ellen says, just wondering, is there a reason you don't put the feet on the frame? Is it because it looks like he's sitting in the house? Okay, the reason I didn't do that is because, yes, it would look like he's sitting in the house, but then, and you can see his little ear is kind of inside anyway, but it makes me feel like it's too far on the inside. It looks like it's inside the barn instead of sitting outside on here, even though he's leaning in. He's leaning in because his ear is on the inside. But and it also gives dimension to the frame. So it doesn't look like this board right here is, a 1/2 inch thick. It looks like this is a substantial part of the window. Do you see what I mean? That's why if you want to, you can put this line in here. See this line that just kind of going back like that? You can put that in with your pencil. You can add this line, see, like this. And then you can draw that in. You can draw it in. Do you see the difference now where this kind of goes back and then these lines just go in? And it would only be on the bottom that you would see this angle, not at the top. So you could do that. And then this would be in the shadow. So this would be a shadow back in here. Teresa, you will be in the drawing for sure. If you guys would like to have this, this project, just say so in the comments. Pat says, I would love if you would do some freehand drawing classes. I really like your drawing tips. Would love to hear more. You know what? It takes just a little bit of confidence. And then you're not afraid to do it. And there's so many people that just say, I can't draw. I don't know how. But I can teach you. I can teach you. And most of the time, it's simple little things like this. And if you start with a simple project like this, you just start with something simple, you will begin to get your courage up. And you will be able to tackle more things. And especially if you learn that this is just how to do it. If you want something to look rustic, put some triangles in it. Just like this, some V's, sideways V's. And now you've got wood that is just cracked apart. That's basically all it is. That it's cracked apart. So easy to do. All right, so now let's add some color to it. And we've got some blue on here, so we just want a little bit of brown. And then we want a little bit of the warm brown. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit now so you can see the color palette. And we'll move this back in here. And I just kind of, I added a lot of water. You're on watercolor paper, so you can do that. You can add a lot of water to your projects. And I just started where I thought there would be a shadow. Obviously in here, as this goes back inside, that's going to be a shadow. If you decide to put these lines in that are on the side, that's a shadow. This is going to be in the shadow. See how that makes the window kind of go back inside? And then, here. So we can just add a little bit, of this blue onto the sill, the windowsill. A little bit up here. We'll just put a little bit in here. We'll just brush in a little bit here. And then you can always come back in and do more. So now we're into the brown. Let's go into the browns. Let's mix these up a little bit. Make sure they're watered down really well. Mixing colors, you guys, don't be afraid to do that because nothing is one single color. If you make this frame, okay, and you just use one brown, just one brown, and you make the whole thing brown, it's not going to look as good. It's not going to look as authentic as if you can figure out how to add multiple colors to it. If you can just, add multiple colors where you can start out with one brown and then add a few, little stripes of another brown, you're going to be happier with how your project turns out. For sure. Because there are multiple colors in these things. Multiple. And you just keep, playing with it and working with it and getting multiple colors in here. And this is pencil line, so we're not going to get a ton of color out of these lines. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of color in here. Let's put a little bit of this warm color in as well. I'll just put a little bit of this kind of in here where these cracks are going to go. And now let's go in here with the twin tone. And here's what I want to show you with these little triangles. Here's what I want to show you. This is really important. So I'm going to zoom way in. So you've got these little cracks here, and you want it to look like they are splitting apart. So we're going to darken them for sure, but never darken it all the way to the edge. This is really important. Never go clear to the edge, because what it is it's the in between. It's the broken part that is shaded. That's what we're darkening in. So it's not another piece. We're not making a decorative triangle onto the windowsill. And that's what it'll look like if you make that line go clear to the edge. Make your dark line. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to take that fine tip and we're going to darken this. But we're not going to go clear to the end. Okay, do you see how that looks like this now? This board, and the same with this one, even if it's small. You don't want to come all the way to the end. And then you can just continue that line, all the way over. Maybe you have another crack in here. Maybe we have another one in here. Same here. Now, if you want to show that the board is kind of turning a little bit, so it's like this, you can leave a little light spot, here. See that little light area? Just leave that. And then just continue with your lines. And if you have like another little area where you've got a crack, just make that a little darker. And back in here, where we've kind of made this area, these lines here, same idea. Same idea with the triangle if you want to. You see how that mix of color looks, old, kind of old and rustic. We've got all of our little cracks kind of filled in. And you don't have to do a million of these either. Unless you want it to look like it's really a falling down barn. And then I'm just coming in here with my twin tone to really darken those areas. And then let's do this little crack up here. Now this one's higher, so you might see the bottom of this board. You might see the bottom of that board. So we're going to just start here and color it in just this area. See, this one's got a really wide crack. So we're going to really darken that. Okay, but you see how important it is not to go clear to the edge. It's just, I can't tell you guys enough about that, not to do that. You could put some like little board details in here like that if you want to. They have these little details like this. Okay, now if you want to, you can take your brush and you can blend out some of these lines and just kind of smudge them up a bit. It just takes just doing it, just doing it and not being afraid to do it. And if you come alongside it, see how that brings that out. Let me just bring this in. So coming along next side of that kind of pops this little section out because it sort of created a shadow back in there. And some of these lines, you can do that. So you can, if you come down underneath this line, it'll make this crack come forward. See, like this one here. See, coming down underneath it just brings that little crack forward. It's all these little things. It's just a bunch of little things that really, really make a difference. So here's this area on the inside of the frame that we did, and that's going to be darker up here. And this area here, where this is hanging over, that's going to have just a shadow under here. And this inside will be pretty dark. Patricia, this would be cute as a Christmas ornament. It would. Vicki, darkening the lines, definitely. Yes, it makes it look rustic. Yes, it does. It does. It's not the color, really. You want to make sure that you're not using all the same color, but it's the little details. It's all the little lines that you put in. You don't have to put in a million either. And use your brush. It's so easy to make these, you guys. It's so easy. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. And okay, you can also, these are also fun to do. So you can make like, maybe you've got a little nail that's kind of coming out. You can put a little nail in here, kind of in a crack. And maybe there's one that just kind of comes out like this. Comes out like that, or just, a little nail in here that has a crack. It's so fun. Then if you do those little nails, put a little shadow by it. Okay, so we'll just do this. So when we've got that, and if the light is coming straight down, this is going to have just a little shadow right here. And same with this one. Okay, so, and these little cheeks are just bugging me because I think they're too bright now. So let's just wash them out a bit. Okay, so now let's go to the white paint and we will finish up these little owls, this little owl. Okay, so I'm going to get my white paint out. I'm going to switch brushes to my thin brush, my little brush. And we'll get the details on his little scarf. Barbara, you're so talented. I'm following along, but we'll need another try or two or three. Barbara, practice. Honestly, it doesn't matter how simple something is. It will get better and better with practice. If you just, keep in mind these little things, you will get it. You will get it down. And you know what? Make a whole bunch of little frames and just, practice. Practice making little V's in them and making them rustic, and just, you'll be surprised at how easy it is. You really will. Okay, so let me get my little brush out, and I'm going to dip my brush in water, and then I'm going to put it right into my white paint. So I didn't pinch it off. Whoops, stay on screen here. Stay on screen. So I'm going to just add a little more water because I want to put those stripes on his scarf, and I need to make sure that the paint is really thin. Okay, so let's do it. We're going to put these little stripes in. And you need a little steady hand. And I'm about to need a magnifying glass. I'm getting to that point, you guys. starting to need large print, and that's with my glasses on. I mean, that's pretty bad. So do each section, okay, that's important, and make a little curve, you know, in the stripe. Don't make it straight. So like this, then go to the next one. Until you get to the end of that one, and then go to the top one. And if you remember to put those little, that little bend in your stripe, that makes a huge difference, huge. And if some of these are a little light, maybe we can just go back over them again. They're so cute when they're bright white. And you know, when you water your paint down a little bit, it can get light because it's got a lot of water in it. And if that's the case, just go back over it again. Just go back over it. Here's where you can add the highlight back into the eye, you know, if you need to. Like so. And then let's get the trees. So we're going to start at the top. We're just going to start at the top, and we're just going to add the snow in. And honestly, this is, it really doesn't matter how you add the snow in. You can put it just in little pieces like this, or you can just do it kind of in a line. You get the idea that it's snowy trees back here. My favorite part of these Christmas scenes is the snowy trees. I just absolutely love them. And this was the first thing I made when I got my bleed proof white paint. This was the first thing I made, was a snowy tree, because it has been, I mean, it's always a problem to do it because you have to leave space and you have to use masking fluid. And it just never, it was just really hard to get a really good snowy tree. Until we had the white paint. And now it's just the best. Okay, so it's snowing, and you know, he's got snow on him too. It's kind of snowing in the background. Put a little more snow there. And then we want to get some snow on, let me just add a little more water in here. We'll add a little more snow onto our little branches here. And you just pile it where you think it would, you know, look like it's piled. Just, you know, like the snow just kind of dumped down and it's sitting on top of the branch. Okay, so we're gonna let that just dry for a second. Make sure you get all that paint out of your brush, and then always pinch it off. Always pinch it off so that your bristles are together. So I just do this every time I dip it. I just pinch it off like this. All right, so let me close up my paint. Okay, and then we're going to add just a little shadow underneath this snow, and then we're going to add a little shadow in the background. So we can do that with the brush and the blue. So let me just move this out of the way now. So we're going to use this blue right here, and we're just going to add a little shadow into the background like this. Same over here. Like that shadow is just kind of being cast. And then underneath here where these little clumps are, we're just adding a blue line. And see how that just raises those snowy clumps. It just raises them right up off of that little plant, putting that little shadow underneath. It's just like putting a little bank on there. Put one right there too. Okay, and then we can add some little berries in here, you know, and just you can just do it with your bullet tip. And we'll just put a few in, just as many as, you know, we want. Maybe just a few little red dots. And we are good. And then we just need to sign and date. And this little guy is finished. And you can kind of look through here and see if you want to just add anything else, you know, where these areas are. And you know, if we put this little nail here, we can just bring this right across here where it looks like that nail is just cracking that frame. And I think we're good on him. I think we are finished. Okay, what am I missing here? Valerie. Really cute. Rustic boards are awesome. Great tips. Makes it easy when you think. Makes it so easy. Makes it so much easier than you think. Yes, it does. You're right. It is. It's easier than you think, you guys. And sometimes it just takes, you know, just trying it. Just trying it. Okay, let me switch back over, and then we will just do, actually, let me just, since I'm just got you guys on the camera here, let me just remind you that the paper pack, this is available right now. Wow, that's up close. Let's just zoom out. This is available right now on our website, this fall paper pack. It is the cutest. It's absolutely the cutest. True fall colors right here. Gold, orange, greens, just so cute. Just great for everything. This is going to all go together so perfectly. This is available right now. Kim's class, you guys. Kim's class. The kit, the class kit, and all the tutorials, everything will be available tomorrow at the newsletter, when the newsletter comes out. And that would be 4 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. So watch for that. You will want to get this little kit. It's so cute. This little portfolio. You can see all of the pieces inside. Everything is pre-cut and stamped for you. You get lots of really cool stuff in here. You get this free stamp set, Kim's own stamp set. Looks like her dog's. She's a dog lover. You get this free with your class kit. You also get a $5 coupon. You get this cute little sticker. Of course, everything is prepped and ready for you. So all of your watercolor is stamped and cut, and all of your pieces that go into your portfolio are all cut and ready to go. And then, see, here's all your watercolor, already stamped and ready to go. The full tutorials will be on the website. Just go to the membership tab on the website, and those videos will be available 24/7 for you. And when that newsletter comes out, there'll be a link in it to get to the class. So you'll be able to find this really, really easily. Okay, let me just now switch back over to my people. Thanks you guys for being on with me today. Kim was so looking forward to being able to make this announcement. She is passionate about her classes, and she just loves putting these kits together, loves doing these classes, and it's fun. It's always so fun to see her do that and be able to work with her on it. So she wanted to make that announcement. If those of you who heard me earlier say that she was hit with a sinus infection, like seriously, like the hammer came down yesterday late afternoon and she was out. So she got some nasty bug, and so she's out of commission. But I get to fill in for her, and I get to make this cool announcement. And you guys, this class is so cute, but there is limited amount. She's a busy mom, so she can only make so many. So those of you who have been waiting for it, get it quickly, and you're gonna absolutely love it. So be sure to say in the comments if you would like to win the little project for today. We will be giving it away. Leah will be back on Monday. Hooray. We're all excited about that. She's been on vacation. So we'll be glad to have her back again. Have a great rest of your week, you guys. Have a great weekend. I will be back next week and with another big announcement. You guys, be awesome. So thanks again for being on with me. And I love